Okay, hello everyone. Hi, welcome back to our another AMA session. So I am Sanskriti Negi, and today Mr. Ravi Shankar, the CCO and the co-founder of Shipfinex, is here to talk about shipping. We'll cover everything from simple questions to more detailed parts of the shipping. And no matter what, if you are just starting or you know all a lot already, so you will find this definitely interesting. So let's jump in. Hello, Mr. Ravi, sir. How are you?
Hi Sanskriti, good afternoon. I'm
Yeah,
good. Hope you are doing great.
yeah, I'm doing great. So, before we jump to the questions, could you just brief what we're gonna talk about in this session and how this session is gonna progress? Just a little light on that.
Hello, friends, also who have been joining us or will be joining soon. It's a really great pleasure from this nice and sunny Dubai. I'm talking.
Very nice.
So it's really amazing to be in front of you people. Uh, basically, as Sanskriti told, I'm the Chief Commercial Officer of Shipfinex, and I'm more responsible on bringing the assets on board the ships. We are able to bring best quality ships on board. That's what my personal endeavor is on the Shipfinex portal. Uh, just to before we start, just to give you a brief background, I have been shipbroker for last 25 years. I was doing shipbroking in India for over 13 years, and then 12 years for next 5 years I was with Maersk Broker. You may be knowing Maersk. So I was part of the broking team, and then since last 7 years I have been with Eastgate, currently owning Eastgate, and we are a very prominent shipbroking shop based out of Middle East. And we are covering various types of assets that we do, from say tankers to bulkers, containers, LPG. We do new building to up to demolition. People who are aware about shipping, they will be able to know these terms. But exactly, my endeavor today is to talk about the basics, what shipping is, what are the different types of ships that we normally have, and what are the commercials, what kind of prices normally we see people pay for different kinds of ships, and what kind of earning that owner expect over a period of 5 years to 7 years. And in general, we can have a question answer session. People, if you have any particular query or question that you want me to clarify, that we can take it forward, and we'll try to answer the questions if you are asking in between, or otherwise, if anything is left, then we can pick up those questions towards the end of the session.
Okay,
So over to you, Sanskrit.
that's great. So whoever is watching us live right now, please make sure you have your questions ready after this round of question and answers about all about shipping details and like small questions and anything that you have. So just go ahead. So okay, let's start with our amazing question fire round here. So could you walk us through the basics of shipping trade and why it is so crucial to the global economy?
Shipping basically is a derived demand. So there are commodities, there are things that we require for the survival of the economy, like say crude oil, or for that matter, iron ore, coal, the
Food.
grains, yes.
Yes, yes.
And there are everything that comes on our table in the morning breakfast. Almost 90% of that has been brought from some other country. Especially if you are talking about the place like Dubai, I think 99% of the item,
Yeah, exactly.
99% of the on the table is coming from different countries. And how these items are coming? It is coming by ship. So basically, as you can understand, that shipping is a derived demand because the economy needs to move in terms of the production of, say, steel, feeding the people, the oil for all the what you call the cars that are running, and the power that we have, the electricity. I mean, a lot of this electricity is still being produced from thermal power, and that coal needs to be brought from somewhere, from the countries who are having the abundance of coal, like say the country like say Indonesia, country like Australia. They have a good amount of coal as a natural resource in those countries, and they have been exporting those coal to the various countries like say India or that matter China. and this coal is being fed into the power stations to produce electricity. So all these cargoes that are being transported from one country to the another, all these are being carried by different type of ships. Depend and so if I say that about 85% cargo, 85 to 90% cargoes in terms of volume worldwide, in terms of the international trade, is being transported by ships. So there are different types of ships which are carrying. If it is a dry commodity, there are different types of dry ships that are available in the market to carry those. If there is a liquid commodity, then there are different types of tankers available to carry those cargoes. And if it is a project like somebody is moving, say, boiler for the say electric plant, so all these boilers are transferred by the what you call project cargo ships called multi-purpose ships. And then there are smaller cargo, smaller parcel sizes. They are now, as we all know, that it all is being carried by container ships. So all
Okay.
these cargoes are
Oh,
picked up from the warehouse
uh,
or
yeah.
from different places, and it is put in the containers, and containers are put on the container carriers, and it is transported from anywhere to anywhere. So it is called door to door services. Things are picked up from your warehouse or your premises, and it is delivered to the another warehouse or another premise just across the world. So this is the kind of things that are being transported by the ships.
Okay. So you just, I think, all covered how, like, what kind of ships are there. But could you just tell more about the sizes of the ships? Like, how are they different and how are they named actually?
Okay, just a minute. I'll just pull out a file to show to my
That's,
viewers who are available here. Just hold on.
yeah, definitely.
Just a second.
And also, it's a very nice thing that you just shared right now. Okay, that whatever is on the table on the breakfast for you, like for the breakfast for you, in Dubai, it's come out uh from some other country. Your apple is
Correct.
from some other shape. So that way, it's interesting.
Just a minute. I'm just trying to pull out the file. Yeah, I'm sharing my window now.
Sure, sir.
So this will give you a brief of. You can see my window.
Not right now. Yeah, now we can. Oh,
So I put some random photos for the viewers to see, and you may like to see that this is one of the kind of tankers that
yeah.
we normally use for carrying cargoes. So suppose the Saudi is very big in producing the crude oil. So from Saudi, the oil may be going to say China or it may be going to India. So this is one of the carriers that is being used.
So this is
Uh, this
that.
is the tanker. Yes, this
Yeah.
is the tanker. And the other photo, if you see, this is the small ship that is called tug, that is normally utilized for the in the rigs when we are drilling the oil from the seabed. So this is the kind of tugs are normally employed for bringing in the things towards the what you call the rig. If you go to another one, this is a container carrier. These are the containers that we normally see even on the trailers carrying one or two of these containers that we see on the highways in any of the city normally see. So this is the kind of the container carrier that we normally see. This is the container. This is one of the biggest ones that we see. I think currently it carries about say 5,000 to 5,500 TEU container carrier. This is and one of the prominent companies CMA CGM. This is another kind of carrier. It is called Roro type of ship.
What
So
is
as
it?
we know that. roll on, roll off. So this is one of the type of ships because as we know that Japan, Korea, even a lot of these European countries, they are manufacturing a lot of these cars, and these cars needs to be transported from one country to another country. So we
Okay.
normally utilize a different type of carrier which carries these cars. So this is called the Roro type of ships.
Different carrier to carry, like, move around the cars from.
Exactly. And
Oh.
these are the inland transport that we see within the cities. If it is connected by river, then these are the barges that are normally used to carry the cargo from one city to another city within a country. If that cities are connected by the what you call river or some kind of water stream. And then there are other specialized kind of carrier. This is the LNG carrier that we normally see. So a lot of nowadays there is a lot of talk going on about the LNG fuel. Everybody is talking about LNG and it is being consumed across the world. So this is the carrier that goes that carries LNG, and we know that one of the prominent countries that produces LNG is Qatar. So suppose the Qatar is selling LNG to say China or to say Singapore, this kind of vessel carry the LNG. And these are the bulk carrier, one of the biggest bulk carriers that we see. This is used to carry the coal or for that matter iron ore. So these are called the dry bulk ships. Apart from that, even we have seen the cattle carriers like ship, like boat or ship. They're transported for life from one country to another country. So these are the kind of cattle carriers that are being utilized. So suppose during the time of say Hajj and all, there are a lot of animals are sacrificed and live animals are brought from say Australia or for the to China. So these are the carriers that are used. This is called cattle carriers. And this is another one called this is a small what you call general cargo ship which carry multiple cargoes in different quantities and this thing. So this is another type of cargo, and this is in the icy conditions. There are
Hmm.
ships which are used to break the ice
Ice,
in
yes.
the say north Arctic area and all. When the sea is frozen by frozen and ice is there, so how the ships can move. So these are the kind of icebreakers that are used to break the ice, so that the ships can be moved from one part to the other part. So these are some of the types of ships. Just I'm giving a flavor of the different kind of ships are aware, because most of the people they are normally not very aware on the different types of ships because we are normally not able to see that. And the only thing that we normally see are the containers that move on the roads. So these are some of them.
Sir, I really got fascinated with that ship where you told ki this is a one ship which carries kettle. I mean, this is the first time I got to know about this stuff.
Yes, so they
The
are.
chicken that I'm eating, it's coming from, I don't know, from maybe China. I don't know. I'm just joking, but then that was a little fascinating for me. Okay, that's
Yes,
a really nice visual, what do you say, treat for us to look at the ships and, get this
yes.
information fed.
So
Okay,
there are different types of ships also. Like
okay.
there are ships which carry wine. So a small tanker ship will carry only wine.
Wine. Okay, and there is one more
Yes.
which carries aircraft carrier. So there's so many different kind of ships.
No,
Which,
aircraft carriers are mainly used by the Navy.
okay, only Navy can. Oh, yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. So it's not in the merchant shipping. They don't normally carry the aircrafts.
Okay. Okay, so let's move to our another question. So, could you explain the earnings from a ship in a day and what are the profits generally?
So as possibly you know, as I told you that there are different type of what do you call ships, and depending on the type and size of ships. Just I'll give you some show you something more
Yeah, yeah, please go ahead.
on the. So even you can see my screen.
Now we can.
Yeah. So if you look at it, still in the dry segment itself, there are various sizes of ship, as you can see, from ships which can carry say 2,000, 3,000 metric ton of cargo up to ships which can carry 220,000 metric tons of cargo and even bigger. So depending upon the size of ships, it has been classified as a general cargo or handy size. You can see this is the smallest one that you see. They are smaller than this also. They're called general cargo, handy size, handy max, supramax, panamax, post panamax, and the biggest one that we have currently trading is 400,000 ships which are carry 400,000 metric tons of cargo. This is called Vale or China Max.
Okay.
So these are a very general term I'm using so that you get a feeling that what kind of quantity of cargoes can be carried in this kind of ships. I'm trying to make it a little simple for the
Mhm.
audience to understand. And if you further look at it, then these are the different types of tankers, if you can see, and depending on the length, that the biggest ones are close to half a kilometer. If you can see, they're 415 meters. And the normal biggest size that we that are normally used is the 330-meter tankers. It is called VLCC. So from coastal tanker to handy-sized tanker to MR tanker, Aframax, Suezmax. So the bigger we go, and the biggest ships that we have is the ULCC, ultra large crude carrier. It is called. So depending upon the size and how old or new they are, the price varies, and depending upon the size, the age, the earning of the ship vary. So I'll show you another chart if you can see it. Uh, just hold on. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So typically, this chart that I had prepared just for the audience to know that suppose a ship is say around say 40,000 deadweight of deadweight capacity. In some very simplest thing, we can say that
Mm.
40,000 metric ton of cargo it can carry. When the ship is being built, the cost will be around say 34 million.
Okay. 30
Okay, so
million.
yeah, around $34 million. So all the terms that I'm talking is on the dollar terms.
Mm-hmm.
And when the ship become old, it is around say 25 million. And 10-year-old same ship becomes for 18 million.
Yes,
And
right.
10 million and 7 million will be around 20-year-old ship. The same size will be around 7 million. And
Okay.
in time of demolition, when we demolish the ship, it becomes about 3.5 million.
I think
So
that's
depending upon the type of the ship, from the new building to demolition, the price depreciates about 85 to 90%.
okay. So that's
Okay.
what
Similarly, if,
it was,
yeah,
right? Like
yeah,
according to the age, the prices go down and down.
exactly, exactly. And similarly, the charter rate, if you look, so the ship which is coming immediately out of the what you call dry dock or shipyard from where the ship is made, the earning for this kind of ship is say around say $14,500 per day, and the older ships get a little lower, say around $11,000 per day. So this is a kind of earning that 40,000 deadweight ship earns. Very similarly, if you go slightly bigger, is the Supramax, which is very popular size nowadays, which is about
More than that.
55,000 deadweight.
Mm-hmm.
So the modern one or the new building costs about 40 million. And then as we go, if you look, it is coming around 30.5 million, 18.5 million, and the demolition.
Yeah.
Basically, when the ship is sold for breaking, so that will be around say 4.25 million. So about 90% of the value of the ships depreciate over 25 years. And the earning for this thing, as you can see, is 16,000 dollar per day, and it comes down to $13,000 per day for the older ships. And if you take out the what we call the cost of running the ship and all, which is about, say, for this kind of ship, it is around, say, 4,500, up to $5,000 per day. So about if you look at the first one on the new building, it's out of 16,380, you would take out around 5,500, around $10,000 you are saving per day on that particular ship.
Hmm.
Okay. So, and it varies depending on the market. Sometimes the market is high, sometimes the market is low. In suppose in certain geographical areas, the charter hire may be more. On certain geographical areas, the charter hire will be less. So, more or less, if you can say that possibly the owner is making around $10,000 in the current market as of today. And so, if this owner holds the ship for, say, about 5 to 7 years, in general, if you see that possibly the owner will be making anything, say, from say 15 to 20 to 23% return in terms of the IRR. So this is the kind of earning that owners typically makes over a period of, say, 5 to 7 years or 8 years if he's holding on that ship. And for from the different type of ships, there will be different types of earning. Even in the bulkers, possibly there are certain segment which is making more money than the smaller one. It
And
similarly goes for the tanker also.
discussing, they're just bulk carriers, right?
Yeah, these are the bulk carriers that I have showing. And
Um,
similar rates are there for the what you call, these are the tanker rates
yeah,
that
that's what. So
these are
it
the type.
varies like at every point, to the age, to the size, and to the type of.
Exactly, type, which geographical location the vessel is located. Sometime the vessel is in
How
Atlantic. Maybe
dynamic
the market will be in the Pacific. The rate will be more.
and how
Sometime
dynamic
the
this shipping is. That's what I'm seeing. Like, every ship you're opening a new like sheet here. That's what I'm.
yeah. So it is very fascinating, and it is very what you call supply demand dependent. Shipping
True.
is a purely global business,
Just before you
and
go with this tank
yes.
thing, I would like to ask you. You mentioned this geographical location wise also that the whole prices and revenues varies. So in your experiences, where like which market have you seen having the highest charter rate or the lowest charter rate?
These are the basically areas where the maximum cargoes movement is there. So what happens is sometimes the China starts buying a lot of, say, coal,
Okay.
or for that matter iron ore. So suddenly the rate starts going up. Or so what happens is something because of the geopolitical regions. There is a restriction on certain countries who were earlier exporting. So the rate will start what you call going up or going down depending upon whatever happens in one part of the world.
Okay. So, just another follow up question, and then I'll move to the next topic of the question. So, as you just mentioned geopolitical areas and the conditions also affect shipping a lot. So, have you come across any of the situation throughout this time that maybe the prices have gone be too down or too up, the market is heating? Just what have you felt?
Yeah, so recently, if you look at the conflict between, say, Russia and Ukraine that has happened, as you all know that Russia is one of the major oil exporting nation,
Hmm.
and because of the conflict, a lot of countries started taking less and less oil from Russia. So there is a consumption that is required to feed your consumers. So you have to start buying from other places.
Yes.
So yeah, so and suddenly if you see that the demand for the oil goes because one country is now restricted to export less oil, so the prices start increasing on that.
Hmm.
Similarly, if we now we have seen that because of there is some attacks happening on the ships crossing the Red Sea. So because of the ships have started bypassing now, they are no more going through Red Sea. the ship has to take much longer route, and
Yeah.
because of which the ship's employment. So from point A to point B, if the ship goes direct to Red Sea, then possibly it may take about say 35 days or 40 days. So that ship which should have been free in 20 days is now getting free only after 40 days. So the demand for the ships has gone up, and since the demand goes
Yeah.
up, the charter hire also goes up.
Yes. Directly proportional. That's nice. Okay, so coming back to the typical earnings that you were showing showing to us, what how the typical tanker performs. So, what are the typical earnings of a ship owner? Whether it's a bulk, we just discussed the bulk carrier, and can we go to the tanker
Yeah,
side?
so Yeah, so as I told that typically, if you look normally, the average earning that we have seen is say 15% to 22%. But certain segments, if you go to the say bigger ships like ships which carry say 100,000 plus metric tons of say liquid, it is called Aframax, or you go to Swissmax or VLCC. So many times we've seen that the rate in certain part, certain time of the year is higher than the other time. So it is very fluctuating depending upon how the demand changes from one country to another country. So it is suddenly the rate may go up to say $70,000 per day to $100,000 per day. So that is, or the rate may suddenly drop to 20,000, 25,000. But these are very kind of market dependent.
True.
So on certain segments, it is a lot of volatility. If you go to the smaller segments, suppose say we are talking about medium range tanker, which is say around carries about say 45,000 metric ton of cargo. It is called MR tanker. The rate has been more or less stable. Say suppose from say 9,000 to 15,000 to
Okay,
18,000 is the average. Lately, we are seeing rates that ship the ship is around say 25 to 30,000. So
that's
this is the normal that we are seeing nowadays. But overall, if you look, the average rate that for MR is around say 15,000 to 17,000 dollars per day. So this is kind of average. So in terms of the owners who are having MR tanker, medium range tankers, they have a kind of a steady return that they get throughout the year. So if you go to say smaller tankers, say around say 19,000 or 20,000 ships which carry 19,000, 20,000 metric tons of chemical cargoes. So there are a lot of chemical that goes exported from one country to another country. So these kind of ships are always in demand.
okay.
Yeah, so the market is very stable in that kind of segment.
That's nice. Okay. So moving back, moving to the next question. So, what is the life cycle of a ship? What do you think?
Yeah, so normally if you see ships, total life span is say about 25 years on an average. 25 years. So from the new building, so ships are before that. Please understand that once you order a ship, normally it takes about 2 years to 3 years to build a ship. And after once the ship is built, possibly it can be traded between say 22 to 25 years. So that kind of cycle,
Oh,
that kind of life the ship has. And during the life, basically the ship may be changing ownerships couple of times.
yes.
And if you look at it, some of the countries which are building ships are say China. This is one of the prominent shipbuilder country. Then Japan, Korea, uh, even India, couple of ships are being made. But predominantly, if you take China, Japan, Korea, that is covering about say 90%, 85 to 90% of ships that are being built.
Okay.
If you take the case of say Europe, Europe is very prominent in making say passenger ship, cruise ship, ultra luxury cruise ships. They are normally built in
Europe.
Europe. Yeah, and once these ships are put in water and it is starts trading, it will be going through various. It will basically trading across the world, carrying different kind of cargoes it is meant to carry. And around 23 years of age, it becomes very. It is uneconomical to run those kind of ships. So this uneconomical means cost of running the ship is more than the
Exactly.
money that you are earning.
Yes.
So that ship needs to be demolished, and there are places where the ships are demolished. Demolition means the ships are cut into pieces, and all the equipment and what you call the machineries are taken out, and the steel is cut, which has been used to build the ship, and all these things are recycled. So basically, after during demolition, the ship is basically recycled. So everything that has been used for making the ship, it has been reused.
Okay.
Okay, and over a period of time, the prices may go up or go down. It is not necessary that the ship is always depreciating. So sometimes it happens that maybe you have bought a ship for say 10 million or 12 million, and if the market picks up, the same ship may become 15 million or even 18 million or 20 million. So we
Mm-hmm.
have seen a lot of ships which were at price at 7 million, 8 million, suddenly they become 15, 16 million. So it
Okay.
all depends upon the demand and supply of what is the requirement of the cargo movement.
Mhm.
And just please remember that if suddenly the demand becomes more, the prices start going up, and that's when the investors or ship owners they start going to the new building shipyards to build
Okay.
the ships.
And they're starting
But
in
the
the
ship,
building.
yes,
Yes, yes, yes, yes.
but the ship will be available only after 2.5 years, 3 years.
Hmm.
So by the time the supply of ships started increasing, till that time the prices will be high. So what happens if this more number of new building ships start coming in the market? Suddenly the prices will start softening of the asset price. I'm saying, and then the ships will start going for demolition. So the number of ships will be going out of the economic lifestyle,
Hmm.
so number of ships will start getting reduced, so the demand becomes more. So this new building and demolition is very much dependent on the demand and supply of the ships.
That's that's great. Okay. So, according to you, what do you think? What are the most pressing challenges that you have seen or that you feel that they are in the shipping trade today?
Shipping trade, if you look at it, of course, like any industry, shipping has its own challenges, of course. But the challenges that are there in other industry, the challenges that we face in shipping is much, much less compared to the other industries. Okay, because yeah, so and there is no entry or exit barrier. So anybody who has capital, he wants to buy a ship, he can buy and trade anywhere, or anybody who's decided, okay, I need to exit shipping, then he can just sell off his asset and he can exit the shipping. So that way, the ships that come in and go out, or the owners who are come in and go out, it is very, very easy in terms of entry or exit of the market. Challenges are there because I can say that the normal public, the general public,
Yeah.
is normally not aware about how the shipping runs, and they are not really aware that is, as a owner, or they can also be part of what you call the passive income that the owner is making,
Yes.
and
Yes.
that's what we are trying to do in Shipfinex, where we are trying to see that the retail investors can own a part of the ship, and they can be part of the
So,
generate passive income to them.
and that is what we're trying to put this thing out there for people that how shipping is so dynamic that you need to see it. But how it can also like one industry can also have a lot of industries within. How you can make the best out of everyone just takes one from everyone from that's where it's most dynamic thing that we want to put across that how different also it is. It is less tricky to see the markets going up and down, but again, if you get the knack of it, you'll be like, oh,
Yes, so basically, shipping is in that way very, very predictable. If you look at the demand and supply of the ships, and the demand and supply of the what you call what you call in the countries, you will be able to make out that the number of ships that are available now, are they enough to carry the demand of say countries like say China, or the growing country like say India, or for the oil demand of Europe, or oil demand of America. So you will be reasonably able to predict that okay, the prices are going to go up or prices are going to go down. But of course, few things we cannot predict is the say calamities like what we happened during COVID-19 situation.
And the
And also we it is very difficult to predict any geopolitical changes that may happen. But overall, all these cases, we have seen that during COVID-19, also shipping was the only industry which was kicking, and the food was coming on the people's table just because the shipping world was very active. Or
true.
even during the geopolitical disturbances, also shipping tend to be the demand increases, and the prices normally we have seen it goes up.
Okay. So, what are the key commercial aspects of shipping that professionals should be aware of? Like some little suggestions and would you say the point?
Normally, it is shipping is it is one of the oldest industry. It has been there for centuries. I mean, from the time people started using waterways into for transporting themselves or transporting goods, this industry has been there. So it is as old as the humanity itself,
Yes.
and this is very time and tested industry. And from each type of ship, we can kind of understand that what kind of risks are there, if you can say risk at all, or you can say that what kind of earning is there. You just need to have a little bit of knowledge to go through the couple of market reports that the shipping journals produce, and you will be able to fairly predict about the shipping segment that is going to be
So, I think,
maybe stable for the next couple of months, or going to go up, or going to go down.
as you have just mentioned, like a few questions back, that different types of ships produce different type of revenues. Need to even just little details about the ships. Okay, this kind of ship will give certain kind of revenue. And, having just these small things can also make a lot of like can contribute to a lot of informed decisions that you can make in this industry as well.
Correct. So traditionally, certain type of ships have been making reasonable returns, certain type of ships over a period of time, depending upon when you predict or which what was the ship cycle when you were buying the ship.
Yes,
Depends upon that.
yes,
So we have seen owners who bought the ship and suddenly the asset prices have gone up and the earnings. So in cases when the market was booming, people they managed to recover their investment between 12 to 18 months. So this is the kind of good cycle people have seen.
yes.
And I'm talking about say 2 years back. We have seen situation where the owners were able to recover their money in 12 to 18 months.
Okay, so I think I we are done with the questions that we have, and now it's time that
Okay.
we turn to our audience. Okay, guys, feel free to drop your questions, and I think we have some questions lined up for you from the audience.
Yes.
Okay, so there is a guy named Bilal who is asking when will the platform will be available. It will be available soon. Again, as I say always, that please be updated and stay connected to us. We will keep updates there.
So basically, to just to put in perspective, from our end, we are ready. And in fact, we have signed the contract with the for the first ship, which will be put on the portal. And we have there is a lineup of about 10 to 12 ships where we have kind of soft commitment from the owners, which will be we will be doing over a period of time. Just to let you know, and as you may be aware, that BCG is working on our complete project, and they have already spent about 3 weeks' time with us going through the every aspect of our project, and they are validating it. And most of it, they are agreeing to whatever we are doing. And if there is some minor amendments that needs to be done in terms of go-to-market or other things, we will be doing before we go ahead and officially launch for the public use. So from our side, it is done. This is just validating our whole project, and possibly maybe maximum within a month's time will be there with the public going forward.
So there is another question from Naz. Will there be any new ships to buy or just old ships?
So it will be mix of both. The first one that will be tokenizing is handy size. Age I'm not going to tell now. I don't want to divulge it. But yes, it is a say 10 to 15-year-old ship, handy size that we are tokenizing. But we are in touch with a couple of owners who are going and ordering the new ships. We'll be working with them. There are ship owners who are talking about ships with alternate fuels, also say LNG or methanol. We are in touch with them, and we are working together so that those kind of projects can be brought to our portal users or people who want to invest into this kind of ships. So it will be a mix of everything, but we are trying to see that the best of asset is there on the platform for the investors' benefit.
Okay, so there is another one. As an investor, what is my insurance and protection against risk?
See, as an investor, as ships are always insured.
Assured, yes.
Yeah, so there is a less like there is no basically likelihood that you will lose out everything, even if the ship is sold. So there is always a residual value. There is always a value of the ship when it is sold, or even if it is sold for demolition, there is always a demolition value. So it is always a value at which the ship is sold. Apart from that, we have created a Marine Finance Supervisory Committee, which will look into the assets that are being brought into the platform, look into the background of the ship owners or the technical manager, what has been their track record, and they will be putting the bird's view on the assets that are being run. So basically, in shipping, you know that all the rates are open in the market. So as a user, Shipfinex will be guiding you on the current going rates, what are the different kinds of ships are being fixed, in the ships are being fixed. So from Shipfinex, we will be guiding our users on complete market report. We'll be providing them with research paper, and they will be able to judge that the ship token that they have bought, is it performing as per the market or not. So from our end, we are trying to put the maximum safeguards so that the investors' money is protected legally and commercially.
Okay, sir, I have one more question, which is related to the risk associated with the investments, like the investments of like on the ships.
The only risk is that if the market goes down and the price of the asset goes down. So, but if you are holding the tokens for a reasonable period, say 1 year or more than 1 year or 2 year, as I told you that over a period of say 5 to 7 years, the general earning a shipowner makes is 15 to 22%, maybe high, maybe a little low, depending upon the shipping cycle. So this is the earning that the owner will be sharing with the small investors who are also the kind of ship owners or part ship owners, if you can say. So all these earnings will be shared, say quarterly or 6 monthly, depending upon what they have put in the offer later. So when the ship owner goes and put his offer to you before you invest, everything will be clear in terms of when and how he's going to declare the dividend, what will be the accounting process that they will be following in terms of declaring the dividend, uh, what are the checks and balances they are doing. They'll be telling the what is the past performance of the ship. They will be giving the full background of the technical managers who are running the ship. They will also be giving you some kind of projection that okay, next 1 year or 2 year, uh, the potential charter rate that they expect to earn from different kind of charters. So in the prospectus itself, they'll be giving a lot of information that will help you to take informed decision on whether to invest in this type of ship or this particular ship or not.
Hmm.
Did I answer complete or something I missed out?
I think you've answered it like quite properly. There is one more question on the again to different. Sorry, your voice is little. It's not coming. I feel.
No, it's okay. Please go ahead.
Okay. How are the Houthi attacks on ships in the Red Sea affecting global trade? Again, like on the geopolitical side.
Yeah, it is affecting global trade because a lot of ships have been rerouted, as we all know, and which is, of course, going to affect the charter rate, be it container ship, be it tanker or bulker. And as the charter rates go
Global
up,
trade. Again, like on the
naturally
geopolitical.
that is going to affect the prices at the country of consumption. So naturally, the common men, common people will be marginally affected in the long run. And what happens that sometimes, especially in the container ship, which is very tight schedule they follow, if they had to reroute, then possibly that particular item that you may have ordered may not be delivered in time. Just for an example, say during COVID times, a lot of these container carriers they were kind of missing the schedule because of the COVID restrictions and. Lot of the items were not available to the people, especially if you see that the phones, the electronic items, and all suddenly the prices started going up because the items which were produced in say countries like say China and other places, they were not able to reach in say Middle East or Europe or America. So the prices started going up. So naturally, because these container lines they follow a fixed schedule and they are not able to follow that schedule because of rerouting, then the consumers or people who have ordered and things which are on the schedule basis that will get delivered, that will get delayed. So that is going to affect uh, everybody.
Okay, so there is one more. In today's market, what types of ships should we consider buying right now? Like in today's market situation, what kind of ships are more performing well and gathering good
As
price?
of now, this is one of the rare situation where all the three segments are performing very well. The dry bulk market is doing well, so dry bulk ships are doing good. The tanker is also doing good. Even the offshore segment is also doing good. I'm talking about the tugs and barges, which are used for the production of the oil. Or so they are also doing quite good. So this is one of the rare situations where we are seeing that all predominantly all these three categories are performing very well. So each segment, depending upon what interest you may have in particular, you can go and invest into any kind of ships.
Okay, so I think this would be the last question. Okay, whoever wants to give can kindly chat on the YouTube live chat and give us. Okay, sir, can you give us some tips on choosing the right ship for the investment? If they're going to do it from a platform.
So basically, depending upon the ship which is going to make it in a very long run, which is going to be earning in the long run. So these are ships we can choose, and the ships which have the stable earning throughout the year. These are the ships that we should be choosing. Of course, there is high earning to be made on the ships which earn in certain particular period of a year. So thanks a lot. I believe we have answered most of the questions.
Yeah.
You can reach out to us on our email, and we'll be happy to provide you with the information. Any report or anything that you like, we'll be happy to provide you the things as far as practical and possible.
Okay, Ravi sir. Thank you so much. As we wrap up, any final thoughts or advice you would like to share to our audience, or especially who wants to consider a career or maybe want to do investment in the shipping industry? Just last words on that.
Yes, investment. Yes, keep watching out for Shipfinex. There are a lot of things that we are sharing. Try to attend all our AMAs because we try to bring in good knowledge about on the commercial side. On the
We make it fun. It's not boring. I mean, it's really informative.
yes. A lot of information we try to give in a very simple term. We don't want to be very loaded with very technical stuff. We want to make it easy for people to understand and to make it fun, as Sanskriti rightly told. So keep watching us. Keep watching our social media. A lot of information, especially on the LinkedIn. We are giving out a lot of market related information and whatever is happening. And on YouTube channels, we have talks on trying to cover the most of the aspects. So keep following us on all the social media, and we will be in touch. Anything in particular, please write to our email address, and we'll be happy to reply back to you.
Thank you so much, Ravi sir, for your insightful answers and very great session. Thank you everyone for joining us, and we'll be coming again with another session. So yeah,
Thanks a lot, audience. It was really pleasure talking to you, and thanks a lot, Sanskriti, for the coordinating the whole session.
thank
Thanks.
you.
Take care. Bye
Goodbye,
bye.
everyone. Bye.
Bye bye, everyone.